Hi, welcome back to Liquid Audio in Perth, Western Australia. Liquid Audio, cherishing classic audio. And today we have a Magnus Audio MA300 Monster power amplifier. Now when I say monster, let's just pan out here. And you can see I've got this on a trolley. It took two strong men to lift this thing because it's 75 kilos. 75 kilos, yeah, what's that in pounds? Well, it's more than 150 pounds. It's like, 170, 180 pounds. It's lots. It is ridiculously heavy, this MA300. And basically what it's here for, it's to receive this new power supply board. It's still wrapped, direct from Magnus Audio, and it will replace, I don't know if you can see through here, but there are four big filter capacitors in here. This is kind of very much old school design, the way that they've designed this originally, and I really respect this kind of design, using very large beer can sized capacitors. But on this newer design, and they assure the owner that this is the better way to go, and there are certainly merits in this design, and I suspect that they've made some other improvements as well, but we have multiple smaller capacitors, all obviously in parallel, to reduce ESR and lower power supply impedance, and therefore achieve a similar effect, if not better, than the traditional method. So what we're doing today is we are removing the original power supply, installing the new power supply, and upgrading this monster amp for my customer. Let's get going. Right, so here we are inside the Magnus Audio MA300, and you can see it's a bit of a monster. Magnus Audio power transformer there, and that's probably, I'm going to say, about 2 kVA, I would say, 1500, 1.5 or 2 kVA. And here is our conventional power supply. Now what we have is a number of high power diodes forming two bridges. So one bridge, two bridges, one for each channel, of course. And then we've got our capacitor banks. And again, you've got two for the left channel and two for the right. Now, these are big, big caps. What are they? Let's just have a look. They are Mallory, made in the US of E, 37,000 mics at 75 volts. 37,000 mics at 75 volts. So, we've got about 74,000 microfarads of capacitance per channel, which is good. It's not stellar, but it's good. Certainly enough to get you going, let's say. But it's a beast. I mean, look, this thing's beautifully built. Now, I'll be interested to, obviously, once I've removed this, compare it to the new one. But, this thing is, it's dang impressive. And the owner assures me that it sounds sublime, and I have no reason to doubt that. Just looking at the layout, this is one of the amplifier modules. This is the left module. And I'm seeing some interesting things here. They've used some good parts. Lots of BC caps. BC are one of my favourites. Those of you who follow my channel will know that BC makes some superb parts. I'm a huge fan. Plus Weimer. I mean, look, we've got some of the best you can get. BC, Weimer. We've got socketed ICs here. Those are probably... I doubt that they're in the signal path. I'd say that they're more probably for servo control and maybe protection, but I don't know. I've not seen a schematic, so this is really just stabbing in the dark. I do not know. But everything else, we've got Dale resistors. I mean, everything here is really high quality, just as you'd expect. I mean, it should be, right? It should be super high quality. It's a very expensive amp, and this is the kind of build quality that one wants to see in a really expensive piece of gear. And Magnus Audio, well done. Good on you for actually putting some money into the R&D and the production of this sublime amplifier. It's superb, and I take my hat off to you. You've done a really, really good job. The only thing I don't like, and Magnus might even tell me about this, whether this is factory or not, but there's a couple of Jamicon, like that is a Jamicon. I can just tell you from the colours, that's a Jamicon cap. Now, it looks to be a fair bit smaller than the silkscreen, so I reckon that's been added later or changed. Sorry, not added. I don't mean added as an afterthought. I mean replaced. I don't know that that's factory is what I'm trying to say here. And this thing looks different on this side, so yeah, no, that's obviously been replaced. So this is probably the original. Who knows what it is, but anyway, it's going because we're pulling off that whole board. This whole board is just going to be lifting straight out. And that's right after I very carefully make note of where everything goes, because goodness me, you don't want to get this stuff wrong. Stay tuned. So let's have a quick look at the new Magnus Audio power supply. Now, when we look at just the plan layout, you'll see it's exactly the same. We've got two diode bridges. We've got two diode bridges. Here's one bridge. Here's the other bridge. And we have a similar terminal block on the front for the secondary side of the power transformer. And that obviously ties in with this, so that's all fine and dandy. And then we have a terminal strip here for DC out on the left and DC out on the right. And they tie in with these, but it's worth noting that the arrangement is different. And so you obviously have to follow the arrangement on this board, not on this board, right? So you'll see as I do this that this will make sense. Now, interestingly, we had 74,000 microfarads of capacitance per channel with the original power supply and the big Mallory caps. Here we have Elna for audio. These are superb parts, make no mistake. And we've got a tiny bit more. There's about 80,000 microfarads. These are 10,000 mics each. So you've got 80,000 per channel. So there is a little bit more capacitance, and I venture to say that these caps, these Elna for audio, which is superb, will be, they're going to sound very, very good. There's no question about that. They've also used some better parts here. They've used some Panasonic FM, one of my favourite parts. FC, I should say, Panasonic FC, instead of whatever they used there, this has been replaced, and that was, Nishikon maybe. So, yeah, either way, this is obviously an upgrade, and that's how they've designed it. This is to improve the original amplifier, and I believe this is standard issue in the new Magnus Audio amps, the big ones like the MA, 500 or something like that. There's a huge one. This is what they use in that. So it's obviously a very nice power supply, and I'm looking forward to taking out the old one and putting this one in. Let's go. So just looking at these power supplies, the other thing which I should have mentioned, and of course I forgot to, is that whilst in the original we just have filter caps and diode bridges on this board, on this we have filter caps, diode bridges, and of course you might have seen the little pink beauties, some Weimer bypass caps. And so that's very important. Here we have some caps that are designed to help improve the high frequency noise performance of the power supply. Sorry about the background noise. You can probably hear my garbage truck has just arrived to take out the garbage. Anyway, yes, the Weimers there are actually there to improve the power supply noise performance, and in fact they will do that. Definitely they do. In my experience, almost whenever I add Weimers across filter caps in a power supply, you get an audible improvement. And there's various other places to do it. I mean, you could argue for some snubbers across the diode bridges as well, across each of the diodes in the bridge. But anyway, these guys certainly know what they're doing. There's no question about that. In terms of everything else, I mean, look, there's slightly greater heatsink area on this particular board, and you can see here that these heatsinks are just a little bit taller than these ones. There's not much in it. I know it's not necessarily that easy to see, but you might be able to see it if we do a shot like that. You can probably see it, yeah? So other than that, you can see the big changes in the caps. I mean, look at the difference in size. Massive difference in physical size there. So yeah, but otherwise there's really not much to report. So we'll just proceed. Here's the trap though. Look at the pin out or the wiring layout here. On the left, on the original board, you've got ground, negative, positive. On the new board, you've got negative, ground, positive. So yeah, you don't want to goof and get that wrong. Jesus, that's scary stuff. So yeah, let's get this new one in. Well, welcome back, and here she is. This is the Magnus Audio MA300 with the factory upgrade power supply as supplied to me and now installed in this amplifier. And I've just done the power on test and a sound test, and it sounds really, really good, and it powers on perfectly. So that's it. I'm just going to pop the lid on, and then that's the end of this video. So thanks for watching, guys. And by the way, here's the old one. One more time, just for those who kind of want to see that. That's the old board with the big filter caps, the big Mallorys. So I guess I don't know what we'll do with this, probably keep these for use as caps in a power supply or something cool that I might make at some point, or maybe the owner wants it back, who knows. But yeah, that's the Magnus Audio MA300. It's a bit of a beast. To the guys at Magnus, if you're watching this, Magnus Audio people, well done. It's really nice. I mean, not that it means anything that I say well done, but I just want to sort of pass on my congrats on such a lovely product. Very nicely engineered. Yeah, really, really nice piece of gear. So, Magnus Audio MA300. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.